Welcome back to Legend of the Five Rings, Warrior's Path with the Well That Didn't Work crew. During the last little bit of Legend of the Five Rings, you guys just kind of felt the mounting tension of the Lion Clan kind of on the doorstep and the arrival of an Emerald Magistrate who has at least momentarily deputized you.
Badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
That's good if we don't get badges.
Yeah, exactly. You barely get notification.
Do we at least get a piece of paper?
No.
Okay. So do we get any feel for exactly what they expect us, to go out in the field and,
So the instructions you were given will kind of watch the city, be your Riki, which means investigate when there needs to be investigating and prepare evidence for the Emerald Magistrate for when he comes through Toshi Rambo. That's basically your role. He also said, don't let the city be taken by force, which means if you are attacked, you have license from the Emerald Magistrate to fight back.
So we have a license to kill lions.
Well, to fight back.
Okay.
He also asked for as few casualties as possible to maintain peace.
Oh, I didn't remember hearing anything about that.
It was implied.
It was implied.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
That's not how this works.
He did say keep as much peace as possible.
Also, he stated the Lion are expected to arrive at the town by tonight.
Oh, they're there. They're a few miles out of town, just so that they're like in the mist and can't be seen and shot at by arrows.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure this smaller village is going to instigate that fight.
Well, maybe not, but you still have like an expert tactician who's going to make sure all the bases are covered.
That's fair.
Okay. Is there any information that we may have missed that could prove that it was the Bayushi that committed the crime?
Did he admit to you that he did it? Did he admit to you that he did it?
His committing seppuku, though not beyond the shadow of a doubt, was very much an admission of guilt in my mind.
But he did not say he killed the Emerald the magistrate or arranged it to happen.
No, he did not specifically say that.
He did not, or we would have probably taken action at that time.
But it was his horse that was there.
I was irritated. What?
When we went to the peasant's house, he was there. We found gold at the scene of the crime along with the dead peasant. We know the peasant was one of the ones that killed Akodo-sama, and it seems to me the best way to prevent this conflict is to get as much information exonerating the Crane as possible. Because this is his brother.
If that is possible.
How do you know any of that is true? And this is the magistrate talking. Much of that sounds like dots that have been connected. And
it is.
Very well. But none of it points to certainty.
Which may be what the dishonorable wolves want.
And unfortunately, I cannot make a judgment based on connected dots.
No, I do not expect you to make a judgment. But when passions are inflamed, sometimes a common goal of finding the truth can calm them and bring back stability. We need to find the root cause. Akodo-sama was murdered by those peasants We tracked the peasant to a place where this Ronin,
Murdered by peasants.
yes. We have not found...
I was told that Lord Akodo and a scorpion samurai had a duel on the bridge.
Who told you this?
The runner who was sent for me. I was told that there were some casualties who were peasants, but not that the peasants had performed the act.
No, there were 3 dead peasants, and Shoshiro.
Yes, I was told this.
And they had weapons, and we tracked one of them to his house outside of town.
He strokes his face.
And he was covered in blood. And then he was killed.
I was told that Shosuro Junji and Lord Akodo got into a duel out of sight of anyone else. A few peasants were harmed in the process of their fight and killed. And one got away, whom you all traveled to question and found dead.
The peasants were armed.
I'm sorry, I couldn't break character here. What's his name again?
Who?
Hida?
Hida, yeah.
Hida.
Yes.
You just call him.
Magistrate.
You would just, because he's not wearing a family name.
Crane-san?
You would just
Crane-san.
call him Crane-san.
Crane-san?
Crab's on.
Crab-san.
Crab.
There we go.
Crab-san.
Yeah,
Thank
he's
you.
He's a crab.
That's right.
He's a
And what do
crab.
we have on the
Boy.
menu at Red Lobster today?
Our train was real
Crab-sama!
correct. Wasn't it?
Hey, we're very sorry. This game has a lot of complicated names and structures,
Pretty
Like
crap.
crab.
like
Crane.
crab and crane.
And we're not fluent in all of those things.
Crab-sama, can you...
No. San, right? He's a very much higher
San.
up than
Sama.
you.
Sama's
Sama's
higher.
Sama.
Sama's
Okay,
equal.
okay.
San is even,
okay.
Sama is higher.
Got it.
I know, I've gotten
Golly,
into
my
this
brain.
several times with several people already.
Almost done with Lord and
Yeah.
Crab-sama,
We need a cheat sheet.
it is very curious as to why this information was given to you the way it was. May I ask who provided this?
And,
Maybe they are worth investigating to see if there is additional information to be found.
And without saying a word, he turns toward the crane magistrate. Not him.
Everyone's looking at you, though.
You feel kind of tension bubbling in the room, and nobody says anything for a while. Do any of you do anything? It's almost like the whole room is in freeze frame.
Guess what I'm going to do?
What?
Punch somebody?
No.
Let me guess, there's an insight coming.
Yes! Absolutely.
Lord Tagashi's insight.
Now, while that's
You
going
got
on,
to roll meditation check, right?
Yes.
Target number 2, meditation fire? Or earth or void?
I'm thinking void.
well, see, I'm
Well, what is it? Because your
uncouth as
Tagashi's
I
insight
am.
tells you, right? I believe it gives you a specific.
I think it
instruction.
actually is.
so while he's doing that,
Okay.
just kind of
Yes,
out of
void.
character, when Kevin and I's characters, so Isawa and Utaku,
Utaku.
All right. So as we were the ones that went and had the conversation with the crane in the first place, I don't recall ever saying anything along those lines.
Correct.
So
That's accurate.
is this just game wise? Would we take that as a slight that he twisted what we've said?
I think probably.
Alrighty then.
I think, in fact, now that we're here in this space,
Well,
I'll let Rick settle his, but I just was
it's
questioning.
okay.
That's why I was asking.
As uncouth as I am, I'm just gonna go.
I think that upwards of like 4 strife would be headed your way, unless you were able to kind of maintain composure in this current atmosphere. I think a government or culture or even a meditation check.
Do you hate me or something, Percy?
Listen, you've received 13 experiences. We've moved forward, and it's not my fault you didn't buy those skills. They each only cost 2 points to get.
And now you
What's our
know,
target number
and
on
knowing is
this?
half the battle.
Your target number is going to be the amount of strife you would receive. So
Okay.
for each success you get, you take out 1 potential strife.
Let me see how this is described for water.
Yeah.
I want to see if I could try to do a water approach for it.
I think water kind
Flexible.
of makes sense, except that you described yourself as kind of like
Yeah.
off the hinge a little bit about it.
I think it's Earth.
Well, yes, because I was
So-
going to smart off. It seems the Crane want this conflict.
Yeah, I think for
That would be
you,
fire.
I think for you, that's definitely fire.
Mine's Earth on this
Earth,
one.
okay.
Because it's really trying to hold back on calling the Crane leader out here.
Okay. And I can't
So
remember.
I'm
Did
gonna
I
just-
say, was he a doji or Kakita? Do you remember, Chris?
I thought it said Kakita.
It was
I think he is.
Kakita.
Because it's
Kakita.
confusing the two of us.
Yes, yes, yeah, correct.
Can opportunity get me anything out of this roll?
It can
Remove
subjugate
strife.
strife from the roll.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. I was just asking because
Yeah.
I was either going to take this. I was going to take 6 strife and use 2
Now you're
opportunity.
rolling fire, so strife,
Strife
counts,
counts as
as
success.
success.
but also
But
a
it's
strife.
also strife.
Oh,
Whoa.
kind of- Now,
Floor wax and a
here's the
dessert
thing.
topping.
Here's the thing.
But I also have 2
narratively-
opportunities, so I can erase those. I can net only take 2 stripes, so that's fine.
Yeah, so I think the narrative aspect of that is that you're not made frustrated by what they said. You just get frustrated.
All right.
Seems-
In an
So-
effort to think through it, you think too far into it.
In my check, I did 3 success and 2 strife.
Okay. So you subvert 1 strife. So you'll take 3 total.
Do we need to roll this too, or
No, it's because they reported to the Crane
Yep.
magistrate, to the Kakita magistrate, and then he told lies about what they said.
oh,
as I said,
Yeah.
it seems that the Crane want this conflict.
So Miramoto, what did you roll for your meditation?
I
I said
rolled
that in character. by
3
the way.
success. I only need 2.
Awesome. So what do I have to give you now?
You have to give me a clue, a way to proceed, the answer to all my questions.
You have to rub his bald head.
Yes, wash my
something.
feet.
Wow.
1,000 credits, gold. Yeah,
Koku?
yeah, Koku. Yes. I want to say Kenku, but that's not.
Koku.
How to proceed. Interesting. That's a tough one for you. I don't know what I
will-
want to give you.
I will let you ponder on that unless and when an opportunity arises
I
and
think
you
so.
think
I think I've got your role. When it makes sense, you'll have the vision happen.
okay, and I still have this opportunity which I can use to remove the 1 strife that I
Yep.
took because
Go for it.
I'm in the zone.
All right. So you guys attempt to kind of calm thyself.
Understand this is not the area for us to chime in against somebody who's higher than station than us.
Well, at this point, because you've been instated as Yoriki, you have the investigative means to be able to question even magistrates, even though they can deny you and you don't contain the same diplomatic immunity as an Emerald Magistrate. You have the not authority, but nobody would think it strange if you began to question things.
Okay.
Especially the magistrate right there.
Exactly.
He's not going to question.
By the way, did the Crane magistrate have any reaction when I stated that?
Remind me what you said again. It looks
seems
like
that
they
it
want.
seems that the Crane wanted this conflict.
Roll me a water and what's like is there's nothing for like noticing. That's kind of like the glaring thing that's missing from this game is there's no clear perception check.
They did that on purpose, so you'd have to use
Well,
different
I don't know.
things.
I know, I don't
Yeah.
like it. Roll tactics and water.
Would it be sentiment, maybe? Could you pull that one in?
Maybe, but I think tactics makes sense because of what is going on.
Okay.
What'd you get?
3 opportunity.
With water, those 3 opportunity let you do some things.
An extra action.
Let's see. Well, that's just from the ring. You can remove 2 strife from yourself with 1 opportunity. You can spend 2 to spot a physical detail present in your environment not directly related to your check. That could be interesting.
Okay, I'll do both of those.
So you remove 2 strife with 1 opportunity.
Yeah.
And you can keep all of those dice?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I have 3 water.
Okay. So you remove 2 strife and you spot a detail. And I will say you spot...
Treasure.
No, not treasure.
Well, you have
You-
$40,000.
See a bag of coins sitting open. I don't know. Do they have desks?
Yeah, I would think they would have.
I would think they have some kind of
Desk
table.
tables. Yeah.
You see a bag of opened coins on a table.
Any other descriptor of the bags or the coin?
I think the coin reminds you of the coin you guys found the night before.
Would they all look the same, like quarters, pennies, dimes?
Yeah, but I think this calls that memory up.
Okay.
I think that's your opportunity. Is that
So-
you kind of you probably noticed that when you walked in. Oh yeah, the magistrate has some coins. That's kind of strange, but not totally out of the norm. But when you make this check and you say that thing and you're trying to make this kind of a dig and you're doing these things, you notice it again and it calls back. Someone paid them.
Yeah. I'm going to... After I say that, I'm going to ease back and just kind of lean over to Isawa. And, it's an awful lot of coin to just keep out. Also, that is quite a bit of Koku just... I'm thinking, my character's still thinking is like the.
So
right
are you
words to
saying this
say.
out loud to yourself?
Yes, I quietly, not like leaning back, kind of as the air is still kind of thick with tension,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and then never really tracked that money back.
I'm gonna roll to hear you.
Who's trying to hear me?
Look at all
I think you heard me.
explosive success. Yeah, I would say he probably heard you too. Oh my gosh, look at all the dice he gets to roll.
Well, he is an Emerald Magistrate.
Yeah,
He didn't get
But
there
it's not
for
like I was
nothing.
trying to hide it from him per se, but verify my own thinking before I said
Couple
it.
blank dice.
Oh, he heard me.
Yeah, he definitely heard you. And so he
Before I accuse someone, I want someone else to come to the same conclusion.
moves over to this fairly abnormally full bag of coins. He moves from staring at the Crane Magistrate, moves over to the coin and grabs it and thrusts it toward Kakita Isamu and says, "Perhaps this will begin restitution for their dead lord. Take this with you when you go to negotiate."
I take the bag and nod.
And then he kind of nods to you and
Oh,
says,
good. He came with the better conclusion than me.
"What were you going to do?"
I was implying that he paid them.
Of course.
I think that's the implication. This is the Emerald Magistrate taking all his money.
Yeah. Okay.
So he kind of gestures for you to go ahead and like begin preparing to leave. Not for you to leave yet,
Yes.
but prepare to go. And he says you should probably take at least one other person with you. Be careful
shall.
who you choose.
I would
If you
feel-
like, I will accompany
I
you.
have given this much thought, and I would like Asao to accompany me.
Oh.
I'd be honored. Kakita-san.
And if I may beg a favor of you, to please leave your sword behind. Should unpleasantness break out, you are a priest of the kami, you're not expected to carry a katana. You'll be perceived as an independent third party. With your sword, you'll be perceived as being able to defend yourself, and you may be attacked as well.
This is true. Without your sword, you don't get swung at.
But
Yeah.
without your sword, you're still well armed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll turn to Miramoto. And will you guard this?
I will
And hand him my
definitely guard
katana.
that. Thank you. Thank you for
All
the
right.
trust.
Excellent. So you guys go to get ready to leave. You were both already wearing your ceremonial garb, so it's mostly like preparing your horses and mentality.
Burn yourself spiritually, yes.
Yes, very much so. Utaku and Miramoto, you haven't been like excluded intentionally from what's going on. He did allow Kakita to pick who he took with him, but I think there are other things that you can accomplish here in town. What do you think you would try to do?
I want to find an eyewitness.
Okay.
I really believe if we can solve this, that we can, that this is the root. And
Interesting.
we got to go to the root. So I'm going to try to find an eyewitness. And I'm going to go to the stable master
Okay.
to start.
So I'm going to create what's called a progress clock for you.
Okay.
And this will go kind of for both of you. I think. Are you going to join him in searching for that?
Well, I'm actually going to go to don on my armor, and then
Sure.
I'm going to go investigate the walls.
Okay, so just general investigation. What are you looking for?
Mostly, not just the walls, really. Like a lot of the guard points. Mostly looking out for. Since it was a contested city, since they did have both Crane and Lion here, mostly looking for anybody loyal to the Lion that might let people into the city.
Okay. Interesting. So that'll just mostly be a check or two for you.
Yeah.
Miramoto, I'm going to make you a progress clock. It's going to have 5 spaces, which means that you need to succeed at 5 checks that progress you to... It can't just be like, well, I'm just going to jump up and down for 5 times.
just
Oh,
gonna
look
use-
at that. I found eyewitness. It's got to be things that make logical sense that
Right.
move toward that conclusion. So you've got to make 5 checks to find the kind of thing that you're looking for in the process of the next few moments of this next scene. Where would you like to start with that? You said you want to go to the stable.
Would I have any clue as to who would be? Did we establish a time when it occurred? Because we would have. I mean,
It was late in the evening, like nobody was out and about or anything.
Right.
Like
So
it was close to like probably we would consider 10 or 11 at night.
okay. So the person that's probably most likely going to know who's out and about at night would be the innkeeper, I would think. Potentially guards, but I'm going to start with the innkeeper. I was going to start with stable master, but he went to bed early, which we've already kind of established
Okay.
that he was in bed. So I'm going to go to the innkeeper.
Okay.
And I'm going to question her as to who might be out at night that late. That, we can do the dialogue and all that if you want, or I can just kind of tell you what.
Like what you're looking for?
Right.
Yeah. What are you looking for?
Basically, what I want to know is impress on her that war is coming unless we can stop it. And none of us want train sounds. So, except little kids who love train sounds.
It's true.
But especially young boys. We should get a little train whistle we can answer back. Unless we, the gravity of the situation, unless we can solve this crime and find out what happened, war is coming to this city. So I need to know someone who might have been up at this time that might have seen what happened and is willing to talk to a samurai. Or if there is someone that I can talk to that they could, talk to, basically a go-between to go get the information if necessary. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Because they may not talk to me because I'm a samurai, though I'm a monk. So even though I'm a samurai, monks are looked at differently.
Okay. So I think make a water is going to be the ring for sure.
Lovely.
And I think a culture or maybe even
Skullduggery?
labor. No, not skullduggery. Maybe labor or culture. If you can make a case for why skullduggery would work.
Because skullduggery is basically going into the underground.
Sure, but I don't know that the innkeeper would know things like that. I don't know that the innkeeper knows the clandestine criminal underground of Toshi Rambo.
Okay, true, but what I'm doing, police work is a little bit of skullduggery. It's two sides of the same coin.
I think
You're trying to think like a criminal.
I would agree if this wasn't an interview with the innkeeper.
Okay.
Like if you're just doing a general perception, I'm gonna look across the city trying to find every nook and cranny and thieves' crawl space, then yes, I would agree with you. But because you're specifically interviewing the innkeeper,
Fair
I
enough.
think that doesn't work.
Okay. All right. Hey, I got a success.
You did. You got a success.
And I took a strife because I didn't think I would get a success. Okay.
The innkeeper doesn't know much information, but she knows that the holding cells are right across from the bridge where everything happened. Now, this would be criminal eyewitness, so that's not worth very much in Rokugan, but
It is worth something to me.
it might be worth something to you. So that's what you're able to discern from her, and we'll go ahead and fill in this first piece of your progress clock, and then we'll move over to Kakita and Isawa, which Kakita, Isamu, and Isawa, I really like the Isamu and Isawa really gets at me, but it's fine.
Why do you think he chose me? I mean,
So he's going to call you Sawu.
So the goal is to negotiate some form of peace. Of course, you don't want the city to be attacked. You don't want people to die unnecessarily.
Yes.
And you don't think that the crane had anything to do with it.
That has changed somewhat the last
It
events of
has,
the last
yes.
court there, yes.
That's true. So maybe you're not as confident in what you're about to go negotiate for. Okay. So you send message out by way of messenger bird. I don't know how they get messages across in this world. Probably information I should probably know, but I don't. But maybe a peasant runs out with a message for the lion, inviting them to meet and parley.
Mm-hmm. I sent him out ahead of me, and I
Exactly
got after him there.
Exactly.
Too. He's running, we're walking.
Yeah, meet us at like a halfway point. You've picked maybe a particular farmer's house, maybe even the house of the person who was killed the night before. In fact, that sounds like a good space because it's even got like some burn marks, right? Or did y'all put out that fire before it could really catch?
I think it got put out before it could really
Oh, it's
catch.
that house?
It's burned somewhat, I think. If I remember
there's
right.
We did.
There's like some char marks.
He
but
controlled the
nothing
fire.
major.
Remember
No,
how
I
well you
didn't.
controlled
I
fire?
failed.
Now I know.
I felt miserably.
No.
I used a blanket.
That's right. So there's some char marks, but nothing major. So you travel to that house, and you guys wait for a while. The horses are contained outside. Words are escaping me right now, but you've got them tied up,
Hitched.
There we go. Man, words are hard.
Speaking is difficult.
It is. So the horses are hitched outside, and you guys are waiting inside this house, and you wait for a while. You're not certain that they will even come to visit with you, but surprisingly, Lord Akoto himself comes with a retainer of 4 soldiers.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I step out to meet him.
And you, in this instance, because you're parlaying and you're here on behalf of the Emerald Magistrate, are meeting him somewhat as an equal.
Mm-hmm.
Not totally. You're not. You're not a lord yourself, but somewhat. You're able to address him freely because of the nature of the meeting.
Okay. So I bow very deeply and I say, Lord Akoto, thank you very much for meeting with me.
Yes, thank you for meeting me as well.
My name is Kakita Asamu. I am here as a representative of Magistrate Hito. What do we name him again?
Hida Osigawa.
Osagawa?
Mm-hmm.
Of Hida Osagawa, who is also here in Toshi Rambo. We are here to invite you into the city as friends.
I am Akodo Arasu, and I am brother to the Emerald Champion.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you again for meeting me and desiring peace for our city.
I've only met your magistrate the one time, but he was seemed an honorable man bound to his duty. Rokugan is diminished by his loss.
Many thanks to you. I don't know that I can go to Toshi Rambo right now without a thought of war. Here is the better place for us to meet.
Agreed.
Understandably, my frustrations with the crane are mounted as of now.
There has been many difficulties between our clans as of late, especially in regards to Toshi Rambo.
There has. And many other regards as well. But
As well, yes.
I do not desire to attack the city. But I will. We desire for peace just like you do. But
That is good to hear.
But when our magistrates are slaughtered in the streets of Toshi Rambo, we wonder how well peace is being kept.
Toshi Rambo is indeed a difficult situation. And I would not dare insult you by offering money in exchange for the life of your magistrate, but I
It
do
seems
have-
like a very rogue thing. I wouldn't dare insult you by offering you 1,000.
But the Emerald Magistrate commanded you to do this.
Well, he said perhaps this would begin restitution. He didn't say you had to.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, you can pocket it.
But we do have this, that hopefully is an effort that will ease the tax burden of the Lion Clan for the year.
And are you presenting him with the coins?
Yes.
You are right in saying this does not repair what was destroyed, but it will help in the time of need. It is especially encouraging to see this act when the Crane are in such dire straits yourselves. This could
We
have
have
bought
troubles.
many villages much food.
We have troubles, as do all clans. But peace in Toshi Rambo is best for both my clan and your clan, I believe.
May we enter and sit? It's hot out here.
Indeed.
So you guys enter the house and begin just kind of a conversation. How much do you tell him about what you know?
I don't know all that much myself. I wasn't there for a lot of this, which is one reason why I wanted Asawa here with me, besides him being a phoenix, very pacifist clan, never represented peace. He's a Shugenja, very neutral.
Boy, you missed the mark.
That's what the lion's going
of
to,
you.
and that's what the lion's going to think of you as well.
Yes, that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
We have been tasked to investigate what took place, where fault may lie.
And what have you found, Isawa-sama?
We have encountered a group that is trying to become a clan.
In Toshi Rambo?
They had one representative, who of course he himself was of Scorpion clan. At least that is the dress in which he wore.
I see.
We have met representatives of this so-called wolf clan before in other parts of Uruhugan. It is disturbing to see them here this close to the capital.
I fear that there is something else taking place in these lands. The kami are in turmoil in these lands. It is not just disagreements between the crane and the lion. There's something more at play here. This scorpion wore the pelt and the flesh of a wolf. And this group that we have come across in the past is led by a former Topaz champion. And he himself has taken the role of a Ronin until this clan is recognized.
I see.
But this clan appears to seek power. I'm afraid that he was acting maybe of their volition and hired individuals to attack your brother. Attack the magistrate.
You think this wolf reached into Toshi Rambo and was able to control its people? By what means?
By the coins you hold. Peasants, lower castes, they're motivated not as we samurai are, but by
Baser
funds.
things.
I see.
By the amount of rice this represents.
And I think as you guys are having this conversation, you begin to hear kind of some yelps and hollers, and eventually you're able to hear the faint sounds of steel on steel from the direction of the lion camp. And we'll shift back over to what's going on inside Toshi Rambo right now. And Miramoto, you are wandering around hunting for any clues that you can find. And I'm actually going to go ahead. I'm going to activate your Lord Tagashi's insight. I'm going to say that check will count for one of your progress clock points. Because now I'm going to give you the benefit of that.
Okay.
So you're wandering through the city, looking for anybody who might know anything, and on your way to the holding cells, you pass by several buildings, and in between each kind of alleyway, like as you're passing, and the first time you don't take really any notice of it because it could be wild dogs, it could be anything. But it looks like a dog runs past with a blue trail, like kind of on a collar almost, like a tassel that kind of flows behind it from its neck to its tail. And you pass by this one time and you think it's strange, but you're on a mission. You're going towards something specific, and then you walk past another building and you see something similar. Only this time it's two dogs that rush past, both with blue tassels kind of wrapped around their neck and flowing behind them. Still strange, you kind of charge down that alleyway and you look for them, but you don't see them. And then again, right before you kind of emerge on the other side of the bridge, you see one of these dogs, which now you can see clearly is a wolf, as it charges from behind a building with these blue tassels trailing behind it and runs into the river and disappears. Hey, just to make sure that, like, it's a wolf wearing crane colors.
Okay. The crab are blue too, aren't they?
They are, but this is like the sky
This is
blue.
the
I'm
sky blue.
clarifying for you because, yes, they are both blue. That would be wild if the Emerald Magistrate was a wolf clan.
We'd be in big trouble.
One and then two and then disappeared into the river.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to continue to the holding cell.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I'm going to, whenever you deem necessary, I'm going to tell the guard that I am acting as a deputy, or not a Ridi, but
Yoriki.
a Yoriki. Yoriki, I can remember that. I'm a Yoriki, and I am investigating the crime, and I need to speak to your prisoners, sir.
I mean, he of course is going to let you in. It's a holding cell. It's not like a prison. So he just kind of motions for you to go back. We've only got the one.
What can you tell me about this gentleman?
Not much. I don't really talk to them very much. These guys are locked up for a reason.
Do you know the reason he was locked up?
I don't.
Now,
I'm simply here to make sure he does not get out.
were you on duty last night when the incident happened on the bridge?
I was, but I was not watching. They've already... Lord Kikita came by himself and questioned me pretty thoroughly.
Now, did you hear? There would have been quite a commotion.
I mean, I heard some people practicing, I thought.
At 10 o'clock at night?
I don't really know what travelers do as they come in and out of the city. My job is to watch these cells.
Fair enough.
And it's not a very good job.
But
And so you know, like, he's not a samurai, but he's talking to you more as a monk than he is a samurai.
Gotcha.
He's because he sees, like, kind of what you are. He knows he can kind of get away with a little bit more.
You can find enlightenment in any job.
Yeah, if I was able to just kind of hang out on the mountains all the time, I'd probably find plenty of enlightenment. But the rest of us down here struggle.
And what do you do when you sit here and watch the prisoners? You spend time by yourself.
Yes, wishing I had more food. Wishing I had a better place to sleep.
All that is transient and will go away and disappear. If you seek the truth and enlightenment and delve into the void, you will find it is all an illusion and many of your problems will disappear. Just remember, it's not your station that determines who you are. It's your path.
That's very easy for someone in a higher station to say.
That is true. That is true.
Now, we've got, let's see, his name is, he's Ikoma Dodaru.
Ikoma Dodaru.
Yes,
It has been a
he's the
pleasure
only guy.
talking to you, sir. Thank you for your work and service here.
Honored
And-
Samurai, it's been a treat to see you as well.
Okay, so I will go in and talk to Ikoma.
And you walk through, and he's got this. He's a lion clan, and he's kind of sitting in the corner of the holding cell. What you can tell is usually kind of frizzy black hair that's normally sticking kind of out all over the place is matted down from days of not bathing. His face and arms are caked in dirt. He's not wearing any armor, but you see kind of a dense, deep orange to his clothing. And even a little bit of almost a showman's kind of vibe to it.
Like a bard, like maybe he's a
Yeah.
traveling entertainer of some type.
Yes. Of some type.
And what's to address someone of lower station? A Sito?
I'm not.
You just call them by their name.
Just by their name?
Yeah.
Okay. Ikoma. Greetings.
He kind of rubs his eyes. Is this? I've got a visitor.
Yes, you have a visitor. I am Miramoto. I'm come to speak to you. If you don't
No.
seem very busy today, perhaps you could spare the time?
I've got no plans.
How long have you been here?
Well, carry the days, weeks. I don't know. They feed me. They lock me up in this cell, and they don't really let me out.
And why were you locked up?
Probably because I'm a lion.
You were lying to someone?
No, I'm a lion clan.
Lion
the
clan.
clan.
So they would lock you up just for being a lion? That doesn't seem...
Well, it's.
There are lots of lions in the city, and they're not all locked up.
Have you seen many lately?
There's a whole bunch outside the city.
Yeah, not in the city. They've been working real hard to drive us out.
But more to my point, did you hear the events that happened last night on the bridge?
Oh yeah, lots of revelry. People got real crazy.
What did you see?
The inside of this cell, my friend.
Well, you have a window.
I do.
You didn't see anything out the window?
What's there to look at?
Perhaps what happened last night on the bridge.
Was it something interesting?
Yeah, it was very interesting. What did you hear? Tell me.
Lots of people. What time are you looking for?
10 o'clock? 10-ish?
I mostly saw my eyes on the inside.
So you didn't wake up, hear the clash steel on steel, the screams and the crying
There was
of
screams
combat?
and crying.
Yes, I would imagine there was a battle on the bridge.
I didn't hear no screams.
Lord
or
Akota
crying.
was slain.
He what?
Lord Akota was killed.
By who?
Or magistrate, I guess he would be a lord still, or would he just be the magistrate?
Both are right enough
Okay,
for our purposes.
there you go. Was killed. I'm trying to determine by whom. That's why I'm here.
Well, I didn't do it. I
Uh,
loved Lord Akoto.
Well, I'm trying to find out who might be able to give me information to find out who. I'm a Eureki.
Eureki. Well, if I was able to give you anything, really, I would. All I know is that I heard some voices. I woke up to the clang to the sword fight, because obviously that happened if somebody died, which I know now. I just thought maybe someone was fooling around. But I woke up and then I heard some talking once it was all done.
And what did you hear?
We got several yards here between me and the bridge, and I wasn't really looking because I didn't want to be the next one. You know what I mean?
Anything you can say might help.
Go ahead and roll a sentiment check with you can pick the ring. Is sentiment the right one? Is that the skill?
Yeah, probably, because I don't have anything in it, so yeah, I'm sure that's the right one.
You want it social or scholarly?
If you're trying to influence, are you trying to influence him to give you information?
I'm trying to get him to recall what was said. Survey sense.
Well, I mean, sentiment makes the most sense because you're trying to learn something.
Well, I'm going to go. I'm trying
Unless
to
you're
get him to
specifically
remember.
charming
So, woo! What is the target number?
Target number is going to be 2.
Well,
And you do have a skill in sentiment.
not in sentiment.
What did you roll?
Theology. I rolled an opportunity.
Why are you rolling theology?
No, I didn't roll. Oh. So I rolled I got 2 success and 1 strife.
Okay, awesome. So you'll take the 1 strife.
Yeah, and actually I can roll that again. So I got, but I have to keep that die, right?
Yeah,
so
if you're gonna
three
roll
success
explosion.
and 1 strife.
Okay, great. So he is able to tell you that there were multiple voices, not just even 2.
And this is after
the whatever battle took place.
Okay. And they seemed calm, and it
Yes.
was like a discussion.
Yes.
You didn't hear anything that was said.
No, he couldn't hear the details of what was being said, but he could tell without looking that there were more than 2 people.
If you heard these voices again, could you identify them?
I don't think so. It was the middle of the night. They were still trying to talk in hushed tones. I could just kind of tell that there were more than 2 tones. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Almost like conspirators after the battle.
I don't want to put any accusations on anybody. I'm already in this here holding cell for long enough. But if I was pressed real hard, I'd probably say yes, something like that.
Okay. I appreciate your sharing what you have done. Just remember that one moment can change a day, and one day can change a life. And the small bit that you've contributed could possibly solve this. So we appreciate that.
If it does, feed me.
I will see what we can do.
All right, and we'll shift.
And I'm going to tell the guard, feed him.
I do, and then we're going to shift over back to Kikita and Isawa. You guys heard this clanging and clashing in the lion camp, and almost as quickly as it started, it stops.
That sounds like trouble.
It sounds like it's been put under control. At least for now. Whatever that was. There was probably a scuffle among my men. I did wake them up at, about 2 in the morning to march this way, and we have not slept yet. It's understandable that they would get restless.
Shall I check on them to make sure there are no injuries?
I've got people there. Trust me. I did not come alone. I've got trusted sergeants and whatever the official military terms for Rokugan are.
You've got people.
I've got people that are watching over my interests. Now, perhaps we can come to some form of an accord if I think that for me to be willing to let peace be peace, the Kakira magistrate currently at Toshi Rambo must be replaced. But we can find another representative of the lion to keep the peace. But that is the only way that I can let this be what it is.
I think...
And we can begin together to tackle the threat of this wolf clan.
The lion and the crane working together. Who would believe it?
Well, it won't be for long.
Sadly, I believe that is true. But for now, let us enjoy it.
Do you think this is possible?
I believe so.
You think you can convince him to be replaced? It will not be an easy task for you.
No, it will
You're
not.
still a very... I can tell by the way you wear your sword. You're skilled, but you're young. Untested.
I'm certainly not as battle experienced as you are, Lord Akoto.
And dramatic fashion, as you say that, the clanging of steel starts back up over in the camp, and you also hear the 4 samurai outside who came with Akoto to guard him also sound like they begin to fight with someone. And as you rush to a window to be able to see what's going on, you see that they are fighting people in crane uniform.
That is disturbing.
It is.
Okay.
Do we notice anything different about them?
I don't know. Do you?
Well, I don't know. Should I roll a dice or something?
Yeah.
Roll a perception check.
Yeah, roll a perception. Roll a notice. No.
I've got this many.
Oh, good. No black dice. You don't get to keep any of them. Roll me a skullduggery or government check, and you can pick the ring.
Let's see. I think what makes sense is fire here, because I'm trying to theorize what's going on.
Yeah, go for it.
So
Fire with which one are you gonna?
it doesn't matter.
It matters for the narrative of how it plays out.
Okay, so I would say that this is government.
Okay.
So we don't have to keep that. Actually, is there a target number?
Just one.
Okay, then I do have one success.
Awesome. So you notice they're wearing this crane gear, but the weapons that they're all using are varied by clan. Like the handles of all the katana, basically the accessories do not match the outfit.
Okay.
They can accessorize, they're definitely not crane.
They're definitely not crane.
That's all you needed to know. You're not wearing. You don't have a Gucci bag.
I'll immediately turn, or Isai would immediately turn to Lord Akoto. Lord Akoto-sama. These are not crane.
They look crane, and you see his face has grown stern, and he's got a
Look
hand
at my
on
friend
his
here.
sword.
Look at my friend here. Is there anything odd about his attire?
Yes, he's got 2 different
Am I
swords.
stained?
He actually does. He points out like
Ah,
he looks exactly like they do out there. He's got crane garb and 2 different swords.
The katana is my
not
rose.
katana and wakizashi. The handle on your
Yes.
sword. He's noticing it's different. He's got 2 different weapons. The CAD.
but when I saw the weapons, they were representative of different clans, not just a different
All right,
member.
so
no,
I think
different
you've got to
individuals.
do some convincing here.
Okay.
And it's got to be quick. It's like this one check, and then we have to either roll for initiative or call the game for the night.
Okay.
So, which I think we would do this combat after. I think what we're determining here is whose side is Akoto on.
His
That's what's
side.
going on. Or whose side does he think you're on? I guess is more important. So roll me, and both of you. I think. Chris, I think you can help with this roll.
Mm-hmm.
You can do some sort of assistance by rolling culture
Okay.
to assist, and I think whatever you roll will add to something, and I'll decide what for Mike once I see how you do.
Okay. I think I'm going to do Earth.
Yeah,
So be
and
steadfast in this.
whilst you roll, I'm going to see if there is a rule for helping real quick. Something that I haven't delved into very deep.
Okay. Well, I got a success and a strife.
You got a success and a
So,
strife.
yeah.
So assisting. What does that mean? It just says if the GM accepts your suggestion, you provide assistance on the character's next action. What? What does that mean? Oh, see page 26. Let's go back over there. This is going to be a little bit of rules flipping because this is something we haven't done before.
And this is part of our learning curve here too.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah. We don't know everything yet.
Okay.
Okay, assistance, using
It's
assistance.
just the fate of the entire world rests
well,
on this
just
roll.
Toshi Rambo, guys.
Oh,
this is
yeah,
small
that's fair.
stakes.
Just two characters.
Yeah,
This is
yeah, that's
small
true.
stakes.
They're expendable. Did you bring backup?
Cool. So he succeeds on assisting, so you get to keep one additional die because of his assistance.
And here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to say, if Crane Blood will satisfy your demand, then you may have mine. And I'm going to kneel before him.
Ooh. All right. So now, what do you? You're trying to convince him that like, oh, there's nothing to see here.
Yeah, ultimately, that I wanna to share with him that the spirits have never, the kami have never had anything negative to say about my traveling companion, and I
Okay.
trust him with my life.
So you're gonna pull the old priest card.
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm into it. Now your target number is going to be a little bit higher because that makes a little less sense to a lion than it would to a phoenix.
Okay.
So I'm going to say target number is going to be 3.
And remind me on my void point usage here.
You can use it to add another ring die to the overall pool.
And you don't get strife.
Well, that's if you use your void ring.
Oh,
That's what I'm
That's
using.
not using void
It's
points.
enlightening.
Okay, so you're using void ring,
Mhm.
so strife doesn't count, and you get to add an additional die to the pool, which means you can keep an extra die.
So we get to keep, what, 4 now?
He'll get to
5.
keep 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need 3 successes.
So I don't want to carry that one.
Now, remember, strife doesn't count for you because you're using void ring.
That's correct. So I do want to keep those 5 though. But I have 3 explosive successes.
Nice.
Well, that's 3 successes right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I actually have 4 showing on the dice right now.
Give us
Very
more
nice.
opportunity.
Nice.
All right. So there's 2 more explosive successes with an additional success. And since I'm not carrying strife, so I'm now up to 7.
Okay.
This is not Udell rolling these dice, that's for sure.
I'm now at 8 with an opportunity. I'm up at 8 with an opportunity,
Okay.
and 8 with 3 opportunity.
Wow.
Wow, so you can gain some spiritual insight into the nature of the universe here.
Sweet.
Woo!
You get a clear and distinct sense that not only is Yama behind this, but Yama, which is the wolf spirit,
Mm-hmm.
but Yama is almost bullying the other kami in the area out of the way to get here.
So it plays back into what I had said originally to him.
Yep.
Okay.
But you very clear, like you are extraordinarily convincing.
I channeled my inner crane.
So well done on that. He calms. He doesn't take his hand off his sword, but he he doesn't like touch you on the shoulder or anything. But he says, "Kakita, get up.
I do so.
If these are not your people,
They are not.
you will help me kill them."
I will.
And he walks out the front door and draws his katana and wakizashi both.
I'm right behind him.
And I'm kicking off flame. I got to do it before the session ends there.
Yeah. So he walks out. He katana and wakizashi both. Bam. And then Kakita, do you just katana?
Yes, katana. Yeah.
Okay, so you draw it out and you walk out the front door, and then Isawa, who all of the lion expected to sit in the house and wait for this whole thing to blow over, walks into the front door and how do you kick it off? Like, what is it? What is your theatrics?
I think basically what you'd see is kind of him almost roll his eyes back and his head up, and he mumbles a little prayer to his ancestors and calls upon the fire kami.
Okay.
Wow.
Good gosh almighty, dude. Now you only get to keep 2 of those dice.
Yeah, I understand that.
But there are a lot of explosive successes on those bad
And it
boys.
is fire.
It is fire.
So that's 2 if I keep that one. Pull that one off to the side. So that's 3, and that's that explosive. And that's that explosive. So we have 5.
Nice. 5?
Yeah.
5.
From what all?
With a target number 1.
Oh, because of strife?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So does that give you a burst effect?
Oh, it gives me all kinds of fun stuff.
Oh,
Cool.
boy.
So
We'll describe
remember
that next time.
keep that. But what happened? Are you summoning 2 or just 1?
Oh, I'm summoning 2.
So you're kind of sitting and you're near the table that had lit ablaze,
And both.
and you say this prayer and you kind of stand with kind of shoulders shrugged down, and as you kind of raise up fully, like sparks fly off of the charred pieces of wood and into your hands and produce these 2 swords. And that's where we'll end our session. Thanks so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you'll join us live the 4th Tuesday of April for the next live session, which is going to include 2 episodes. Again, we're going to start releasing these twice a month. We're going to split what was live today into 2 separate episodes that will go out one week and then another week, staggering with our Call of Cthulhu, just to kind of give less time in between the recorded sessions. So we hope you've enjoyed it. Go check us out on patreon.com/notworkingcrew. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all /notworkingcrew. And subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on the podcast, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks so much. Bye.
Have a good one.
Badio?